We've all been there. You sell a car thinking it's time to move on, and years later, you can't stop wishing you had it back. Maybe it skyrocketed in value. Maybe it had a driving feel that nothing else has matched. Or maybe it just became a rare legend. Today, we're counting down the cars that people regret selling the most. Toyota Supra, 1993 to 1998 MK4. The MK4 Toyota Supra is more than a car. It's a cultural icon. Released in the mid-90s with the legendary 2JZG TE inline-six turbocharged engine, it became a poster car for an entire generation. Why it's special? That 2JZ motor is practically bulletproof. Tuners discovered you could push it well beyond 1,000 horsepower with the right modifications. And yet, it was just as happy being a quiet, comfortable grand tourer. It wasn't just about speed, it was about versatility and engineering perfection. Why people sold it? In the early 2000s, Supras were just used Japanese sports cars. You could find one for under $25,000 without much trouble. Insurance for younger drivers was high, fuel prices were climbing, and many owners thought, I'll get something newer and faster later. The regret today? Values have exploded. A clean, low-mileage Mark IV Supra can now command over $150,000, and rare trims like the 6-speed turbo models are even higher. But beyond money, owners say they miss the way it made them feel. The surge of turbo power, the long hood, the feeling that they were driving something truly unshakable. Jeep Cherokee XJ, 1984-2001. The Jeep Cherokee XJ is the definition of simple, rugged, and capable. Its 4.0-liter inline-six engine is one of the most reliable power plants ever made, and its boxy design became instantly recognizable. Why it's special? This SUV could go anywhere, and it didn't care if it was covered in mud or racking up 300,000 miles. It had mechanical simplicity, meaning you could fix most issues in your driveway with basic tools. It also had a cult following among off-roaders who loved modifying it for trails. Why people sold it? Many thought the XJ was outdated when SUVs like the Grand Cherokee and other modern crossovers arrived. They wanted smoother rides, more features, and better fuel economy. The regret today? The XJ has become a cult classic. Clean, rust-free examples are rare and command surprising prices. Owners miss the feeling of driving a true, unfiltered SUV, one that didn't need a computer to get you home from the middle of nowhere. Honda S2000, 2000 to 2009. The Honda S2000 was one of the purest sports cars ever built. Powered by a high-revving 2.0-liter VTEC engine that screamed to 9,000 RPM. Paired with a precise 6-speed manual, it delivered an unmatched driving experience. Why it's special? Few modern cars have that raw connection between driver and machine. No turbo lag, no heavy electronics interfering. Just a lightweight chassis, razor-sharp handling, and the thrill of chasing that screaming red line. Why people sold it? For many, the S2000 was a fun weekend toy that didn't fit practical life. 2 seats, small cargo space, and stiff suspension meant it wasn't ideal for families or commuting. Prices also stayed relatively low for years, so people assumed they could buy another later. The regret today? Prices have surged. A well-kept S2000 now often sells for $30,000 to $50,000, with special editions going higher. But the real regret is the feeling. That rare sense of control, precision, and connection to the road. Ford Bronco, 1966 to 1977. The original Ford Bronco was rugged, simple, and built for adventure. It became a favorite for campers, hunters, surfers, and anyone who wanted a go-anywhere vehicle with personality. Why it's special? It was one of the first SUVs to truly blend off-road ability with everyday usability. Its removable top, compact size, and tough chassis made it a lifestyle vehicle long before lifestyle vehicle was a marketing term. Why people sold it? For decades, old Broncos were just old trucks. Gas prices in the 80s and 90s, combined with a lack of modern comforts, meant many were sold cheap or even scrapped. The regret today? The first-gen Bronco has become a collector's dream. Restored examples often sell for over $100,000, and they have a style that no modern SUV can match. Owners miss not just the Bronco itself, but the freedom and adventures that came with it. Lexus LS 400, 1990 to 2000. The first Lexus LS was built to challenge Mercedes and BMW, and in many ways, it beat them at their own game. With a buttery-smooth 4.0-liter V8, impeccable build quality, and legendary reliability, it redefined what luxury could be. Why it's special? You could drive an LS 400 for 500,000 miles with basic maintenance. The interior stayed quiet and solid. The electronics kept working, and the driving experience felt refined even decades later. Why people sold it? Many traded theirs in for newer luxury cars, thinking more tech meant better. But newer models often brought more complexity and less durability. The regret today? Owners realize they gave up one of the most overbuilt cars in history. Many have gone through multiple newer cars and still wish they had their old LS 400, Toyota Land Cruiser, pre-2000 series models. The Toyota Land Cruiser isn't just a vehicle, it's a legend that's been taking people to the ends of the earth for over 60 years. Ask anyone who's owned one before the 200 series, and they'll tell you you'll regret selling it the moment it drives away. Why it's special. The Land Cruiser is built with one goal: to never, ever quit. From the old-school FJ40s to the beloved 80 series, these trucks were over-engineered to survive decades of abuse. The body-on-frame design, naturally aspirated inline-6 or V8 engines, and bulletproof drivetrains made them nearly indestructible. Around the world, you'll find Land Cruisers still running in war zones, deserts, mountains, and remote villages, because they can handle conditions that destroy lesser vehicles. They aren't flashy, but they're dependable in a way few vehicles have ever been. Why people sold it? Many owners sold theirs thinking they could upgrade to something newer, more comfortable, or more fuel efficient. Some just didn't need a big 4x4 anymore. At the time, you could sell a 10-year-old Land Cruiser and get decent money, but nothing crazy. The regret today? Values for clean, rust-free examples have exploded. An 80 series that might have sold for $8,000 in the 2000s can now fetch $30,000 to $60,000. And rare trims like the triple-locked versions are even higher. More than the money, though, owners regret losing a vehicle they could truly trust with their life. Modern SUVs might have more screens, but they'll never have the Land Cruiser's unstoppable heart. BMW E30 M3, 1986 to 1991. The E30 M3 wasn't just another BMW. It was a homologation special built so BMW could go racing. That meant everything about it was designed for performance. The wide fenders, the lightweight body, the high-revving 4-cylinder engine, and the razor-sharp handling. Why it's special? The S14 engine loved to rev. The chassis felt telepathic, and the whole package was pure driver's car magic. It wasn't about raw horsepower. It was about balance, precision, and feedback. Why people sold it? In the late 90s and early 2000s, the E30 M3 was just a used BMW coupe. They were often driven hard, modified, or sold cheap when owners moved up to the newer E46 M3. The regret today? The E30 M3 has become one of the most sought-after BMWs of all time. Pristine examples regularly sell for over $70,000, with rare color combos and low-mileage models pushing past $100,000. Owners don't just regret the money, they regret losing one of the purest driving machines ever made.